Hi Leo, and welcome to your May 2019 general reading. I'm going to pull you an additional guidance card before I shuffle the rest of the deck. Okay, you've got the deep knowing card as well. Please excuse me how old this card is. It's not about it being old. I do an awful lot of relationship readings, and quite often these readings, this is the card that appears for them. And it tends to talk about the knowing of, it particularly is a relational card, but it can represent a certain place that you want to live. It can represent just knowing about the rightness of a particular situation, which means you're obviously operating on your intuition. You know, intuition is old as time begun. Intuition is never wrong, okay? Generally it tends to communicate through our guts, through our knowing about something being right and something being wrong in our lives, okay? So tell me more about the deep knowing card, and tell me more about the general energies for Leo in the month of May. So, Fool and the Five of Cups. That's a strange combination of cards. What you want is the wheel to turn. The Six of Pentacles is helping the wheel to turn. The challenge is the King of Wands. Relationships, you've got the Moon card. The Moon card is definitely the deep knowing card because it's got two moons and it's got two owls. So the Moon card tends to speak about that part of us. The Moon in our birth chart is a part of us that's been here since time begun, and it sort of knows everything. The Moon card, by the way, on a different level. Some of you might be going through a period of uncertainty in your relationships. Queen of Cups, walking towards the King of Cups. Very nice. Four of Swords, and then the Nine of Cups. And I think I'll leave it at the Nine of Cups, by the way. Actually, no. Decided to spoil you a little bit, Leo. Because as I said last week, you've probably had the toughest readings the whole of the year. This is very, very beautiful. It's very beautiful, particularly in your emotional nature. King and Queen of Cups, the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Cups is one hell of a lot of emotional happiness. But I'm intrigued what these two cards behind you mean. So the Fool is the 0 point, yeah? So not carrying the past with us, very much turning up for life without this constant story in our heads about who did what to who, which is simply what karma is, by the way. It's situations that we haven't moved from our energetic systems. And that is really what all spiritual practice is actually about. It's about clearing our emotional body, emotional self, in order for us to become the Fool, to be at 0 point, to live and love in a way which is about freedom. And it's really funny, I keep smelling springtime, because that's what the Fool card represents to me, this beautiful new beginning. It's with the Five of Cups though, which is a feeling of loss, regret, but it's a transition card. All the fives represent very important transitions that we go through. That's a very interesting combination. In one hand to be the Fool, in the other hand to be the Five of Cups. It's that you've got this beautiful new energy, but there's something going on here, and it's definitely in your relationships, by the way. But let me carry on. So what you most desire is a turning of the wheel. And I think it's safe to say the wheel tends to turn around the card next to it. That's how I tend to read it. The Six of Pentacles is your gift. The Six of Pentacles has got multiple meanings. It can talk about receiving financial support, because the Six of Pentacles, because the image is clearly about the flow of money. Yeah, money flowing between people. Going for an interview. If you go for an interview, I think you're going to be incredibly successful, Leo, because it's right next to the wheel. Building your business, doing whatever you need to do. But this could be a relationship card, and actually I love it as a relationship card, because I love it when earth shows up as an element, because it rules authenticity, realness, you know, that straightforward dialogue between two people, which is almost getting to the point, and there's no judgment here, Leo, and I'm talking about myself as well. It's almost unheard of for two people to be straightforward. You know that cards on the table? That's what the Six of Pentacles is. A realness and a quality of earthiness to it and authenticity. But whatever it represents, if it's a new job or if it's a relationship where a conversation needs to happen, it's leading to a turnaround of events. Your challenge is the King of Wands, okay? Can be a fire sign person. What's this King of Wands doing for Leo, please? Because it can be a bit, it's your own element, remember? And the King of Wands is looking straight at the wheel. That's very odd. Tell me about the King of Wands. Why is the King of Wands a challenge for Leo? Okay, this King of Wands is either making an offer, or there's an energy of inertia around this King of Wands. I don't know which one it is. For some of you, the King of Wands is making this offer to you, but you're very much in the moon energy, not quite sure, being in the unknown, the mystery. But there's this deep knowing energy going on with that moon card. For others of you, the King of Wands is not moving very much. And you're the one that's trying to progress something with the cup, yeah? But there isn't a lot of energy between you going back and forward. I'm hoping the Six of Pentacles will change that, because it's about bringing the balance back to a situation. The moon card is showing up in your relationships, okay? There might be some fear around the bond, by the way, because the dogs are black here. So what that represents, the time you get to the Fool card, this sort of, the old impressions have been cleared. So the river has been cleared, basically. The waters have been purged. But at this moon card, there might be a little bit of fears and uncertainty in a relationship dynamic. Tell me more about the moon card. So with the Six of Cups, which is the card of reunion, it's the card of soulmates. For some of you, this is about a relationship. And there's a knowing, regardless of the fact that the Four of Cups can be a right pain in the neck, because it's so unactive. It's like, I describe it like mud. Too much water has made the earth very muddy, so there's a lack of movement. The Queen of Cups in your money and work, and she's walking right towards the King of Cups at a soul position. That's a little bit powerful going on here. So the Queen of Cups in money and work is definitely, the Queen of Cups is very much a very compassionate, very loving, very warm individual. So this could be you. You could be doing a job that involves nurturing, caring, or someone's offering you a little bit of support. She's offering you a cup, and she's walking right into what's going on at a soul position for you, which is the King of Cups. This is a very, very lovely, this is either going to be about love. I think for a lot of you this is about love because of the Ace of Cups. This is not, it might not only be a new love, it might be the restoration of a love that's gone through a right Five of Cups period. So basically the two of you haven't, they've been so busy that the soil has not been nurtured, okay? But the Queen of Cups is walking to this King of Cups. It's an awful strong emotional connection here, Leo, with someone. And you might be meeting them at work. And it doesn't have to be the work position. It's also what I call, it's what you do a lot in the external world, so it can be anything, yeah? It's where you spend a lot of your time. They call it the life activity. But there seems to be some love here because you've got the Nine of Cups as well. And then the Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment, it's about the heart chakra. But the Four of Swords means that you're resting, recuperating, being quite exhausted. So why is Leo so exhausted, please? Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles. So these are both cards about contemplating. These are both what I call the sacred pause. So a sacred pause is a step backwards in order to regain your center to move forward, okay? There's clearly an awful lot of love dynamics going on here. There might be a little bit of to tell, between me and you, Leo, the Four of Cups is my least favourite card. And it's not because it's a bad card. I always get this feeling of the Four of Cups of just the lack of movement. And because it's for the King of Wands as a challenge, both of these are very powerful, energetic cards. And because the challenge, what I feel, is the challenge is about lack of movement. But there's something really very, very wild and very beautiful happening in your relationship world. And I like it. Now I will be doing relationship readings next week. And then I think I'm going to be changing some of the format of how I do my work. But not going to be big changes, okay? But I just need to make some changes. Anything else to say to Leo? There's such an incredible emotional energy running through you. And I'm not saying for a minute you haven't, on the equal hand, got this heavy inertia energy going on as well. And I think that's why the sacred pause energy came, where you're going to have to take a couple of steps back, go into the Four of Swords, which in some of my other decks, it's a woman and she's shutting the door and she's got her blankets and she's going into retreat in order to receive guidance about the way forward. Very, very powerful card, the Four of Swords. I love your reading, Leo. Loads of love, guys. Speak to you next week. Bye.